We both know how far Jerry will go when pushed. Do you think there's a chance that he's lying about Nicholas being his attacker?
I wouldn't put it past my brother to set up Nicholas. But the evidence indicates otherwise. I mean, you moving out of Windermere because you think he's acting weird. And he went after Carly with a letter opener.
What?
Yeah, she stayed calm and she thinks that prevented Nicholas from, losing it completely. On top of that, Jerry's accusation. What are you thinking?
A couple weeks ago, I had an argument with Nicholas that just escalated beyond reason. He threw a glass directly at my head. You don't think Jerry's gonna press charges against Nicholas?
No. He already covered for Nicholas when the police questioned him.
I'm not sure what I should do about this.
Nothing. I mean, I'm just glad that you're okay. Now that you moved back home, I already feel better.
You think that they'll find us?
I haven't seen anyone since I pulled in here.
How did I miss that?
So where you out? You were sleeping.
So how far are we from Port Charles?
About 20 miles. I circled back to lose my handlers.
Your what?
That's what the lawyer calls them, my handlers.
Animals at the zoo have handlers. Do yours work on the same premise? You live in a cage?
Your coffee's getting cold.
You realize that by dragging me along, you've now proven to your handlers that I matter to you on some level. They're gonna try and use me as leverage.
I mean, you can leave anytime you want. There's a bus stop down by the food stand. But you're right. They are gonna be looking after you to try to get to me.
Hey, Sarah. You heard from Lulu?
What'd you do to her this time?
It wasn't me, it was your father. He's back.
Where'd you see him?
At the Quartermains. Baldwin's made a deal with your dad, to drop the charges against him and turn your mother back over to Nicholas.
Why would Scott do that?
To give me and Lulu another shot.
Oh, you put Baldwin up to it, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Baldwin made the deal behind my back and Lulu agreed to it. All right, except that your father showed up, found the two of us together. He's freaked out. Lulu's taken off. I don't know where she is. I had to ask your father about it. He didn't know either.
Listen, if my dad made Lulu rethink to give you a second chance, good for him.
Hey, you've never made any mistakes? Why don't you do yourself a favor? Worry a little more about where your sister's at and stop judging me. Too much for you, Bill? You gonna let him walk out of here like that?
I didn't ask him to come in.
Well, then what did he want?
Nothing that concerns you.
Fair enough. Let's talk about your divorce.
Honest to God, Em, I could not have done this without you.
This move and everything it represents should only be done with a pizza, a bottle of wine, and a best friend.
All this, and she lines shelves too.
Look, I'm glad for the distraction. I mean, Nicholas has been going through all these cognitive and psychological tests, and the doctors still aren't sure what's been triggering his mood swings.
Oh, geez, no wonder you're worried.
Yeah, and it drives him crazy when I hover. He thinks I'm constantly looking for symptoms, so I think it's just better for everyone that I am here.
Well, I'm grateful. I just hope you remember that bottle of wine.
You're excited about this, aren't you?
It's a big step, being on my own. And now that I'm finally taking it, I realize I probably should have done this months ago.
If Max walked in Nicholas Cassadine's house and shot him, Max would be under arrest right now.
Until he explained to the cops that Nicholas tried to stab you, and after he stabbed Jerry and whoever else.
He was waving around a letter opener, okay? He wasn't going to stab me. And when is it okay to have Max follow me without my knowledge?
You know I have a guard on you and the boys.
I know. They're all over the house. I can't miss them. But you know what? They keep their distance. They don't intrude in my life. Max is different.
Max is different because he knows how you think, and you can't ditch him as quick.
Okay, how would you like it if I hired someone to follow you around and give me all the juicy details of everything that was going on between you and Kate Howard?
Oh, don't bring Kate into this. It's not
Oh, I
fair.
see. So you're allowed to have privacy, but I'm not entitled to privacy.
It's not about privacy. It's about risking your life. Why would you go over to see Nicholas Cassadine when you know he's in a dangerous situation right now and he stabbed Jerry? Why would you do that?
How do you know that Nicholas stabbed Jerry?
How do I know? Because Jax told me. So
When did you talk to Jax?
he told me last night while you were risking your life at Windermere.
He didn't tell me about this.
Well, what do you want me to do about that?
I don't like my husband and my ex-husband discussing me behind my back, Sonny.
Okay, you know what? Not to defend Jax, because you know how I feel about that, but maybe he was going to tell you. He got distracted because he saw that you nearly died.
I didn't nearly die. What are you not getting?
You know what I think? I think there's something wrong going on between you and Jax, and you're spiraling out. Okay? And when you risk your life, you risk Michael and Morgan's happiness. So go ahead and tell me what the hell is going on with you.
Jax and I had a difficult summer.
Yeah, I would say so. He walked out on you less than a month
It's
after
a
the
little
wedding.
more complicated than that.
Yeah, but he still left. And I know what that does to you.
I don't really want to get into the details, you know.
No,
it was difficult and it was hard and we're trying to work past it. It's everything, you know, Sonny. It's the Zakaras, it's Letitia. I mean, every day is different, but I don't want to fight with Jax, so...
You hide what you're doing. Because you think it's for Jax's own good, then you start lying like crazy and you start trying to dig your way out of that hole. How many times did we do this dance? It was supposed to be different with Jax.
I'm not lying to him, you know. I'm just not telling him everything.
Hello, Alexis. Hello, Diane. Did you get confirmation of the mediation date?
I did, right here. It's October 24th, which is a little earlier than I was expecting.
Date was open. I saw no reason to delay.
Diane, this is a divorce. It's not a criminal proceeding. You don't have to push quite that hard.
My client has requested a swift resolution.
Which client? Elizabeth or Jason?
I represent only Elizabeth Weber in this matter.
So if I were to subpoena your billing records, would it state that Elizabeth is paying your reputed costly legal fees, or that she's being charged a nominal fee and Jason is picking up the rest of the tab?
Elizabeth is a working mother. If I choose to give her a break on her legal fees, that's entirely my business.
Unless Jason is paying the balance.
May I remind you, Alexis, that yours is the client who is actively engaged in an extramarital affair with your daughter, as it happens?
I think we're getting a little off topic.
Oh.
Elizabeth has every right to have a relationship with Jason. However, she does not have a right to endanger her children. And I believe Lucky is just concerned that his children are protected.
So Lucky is pushing for primary custody as a precautionary measure in the event that Elizabeth at some point in the future wishes to renew her relationship with Jason Morgan, a man who has never been convicted of a single crime, incidentally?
Let me bottom line this. Elizabeth accepts 50-50 split custody, which is fair and appropriate, or I will admit testimony from all of the witnesses that have seen Jason holding Jake. I will then subpoena medical records from my daughter from the incident where she was shot while Jason was holding her. So you see, I have a very good case for child endangerment. Diane, please don't make me use it.
I can pay for my own bus fare when I decide I want to leave.
Suit yourself.
So what is your plan now?
Well, maybe drive up to Canada, to Georgian Bay. I hear you have to drive past 30,000 different islands.
Will your handlers keep following you?
You ask a lot of questions.
You don't answer a single one.
So why aren't you leaving?
I have no idea.
Hey, Leila. Listen, I want to apologize. I didn't want you to get caught between me and Robin this morning.
You couldn't have known she was standing right behind us.
I know, I just don't want you to jump to conclusions.
Look, people who work together shouldn't be personally involved.
It's an awfully broad statement.
Okay, in spite of our best intentions, things can just get too messy. It's awkward for our co-workers, and when things fall apart, which they inevitably do, it just gets ugly.
Doesn't have to be.
Really. You and Robin are trying to be adult and civilized, and look at the tension between you. Now imagine if there was bitterness and resentment. Look, our professional relationship means a lot to me. I'd like to keep it. I don't think we should see each other again.
Hey, Jax, I'm glad I caught you at the hotel. If you like buying me lunch, I have a proposition for you.